Hi, I'm Creason,
And I'm Cynthia.
and this is Random Spirit, where we talk about random topics. What are we talking about today, Cynthia?
Today we will be talking about a crystal, and that crystal is tiger's eye. One of my favorite crystals. We will be going over the properties of the crystal, where we got the crystal, our experiences with it, and lastly, we will be doing our card pool. So,
Sounds
the
good.
tiger's eye is the colors that it comes in is brown, yellow, pink, blue, and red. And the energy it absorbs and the chakra, it says I guess the red, like I guess the different colors of the tiger's eye goes with different chakras. And the red is for the root, the yellow is for the solar plexus, the blues for the throat. The placements of where you can put it, I mean, you can put the crystal anywhere, but on or near the appropriate chakra as a necklace or bracelet. This crystal helps with self expression, self worth, self esteem, self definition, self love, self concept, self criticism, and manifesting goals. It works with citrine, which is another crystal. And the usage tip: avoid working with unpolished tiger's eye, which contains asbestos, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So polished tiger's eye removes any threat from asbestos. But for safety, wash your hands after handling it. And that's what I have on the tiger's eye.
Okay. So yeah, some more stuff about tiger's eye. Last week we went over the quartz.
Yeah.
Tiger's eye is actually a type of quartz. Um,
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah. It's opaque. It's found in South Africa, Namibia, Australia, India, and Thailand.
Ooh.
It's a pseudomorph. A pseudomorph is when one mineral replaces another without changing the form of the original. So, a pseudomorph of quartz and the fibrous mineral crocodolite. Quartz dissolves the crocodolite, resulting in the impressive Chateaubriand effect, displaying narrow beads of reflected light across the center of the stone. Basically, I guess it's those two merging together that gives it its look.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like tiger's eye is very special in terms of like just the way that it looks. It's known as the stone of confidence. An amulet of this stone provides confidence in one's own ability to cope with life's difficulties and struggles. It strengthens willpower and resolve while protecting the wearer and bringing luck. Associated with the sacral and solar plexus chakras. Actually, it's like there was a lot of range of chakras that I've seen this thing with, anywhere from the root, straight up, like underneath the heart. So like the first three chakras, I think sacral, root, and solar plexus. I've seen it be associated with. So yeah, that's the knowledge part of it. So let's go into the astrology part of it. So tiger's eye in terms of astrology. So it's actually has a lot to do with Leo, the sun sign. It does a lot for Leos. It facilitates constructive manifestation of strong will, promotes latent talents, and blocks creative abilities. Helps you overcome your pride and work on self empowerment, and helps resolve mental conflicts. So yeah, it does quite a bit. For Libras, sun sign, it helps draw attention to your own needs as well as others' needs. And then for the moon sign, it doesn't have any ascendants from what I've seen. But for
Okay.
the moon sign, for Leo, it helps you deal with your pride and your faults, helps you understand internal conflicts and heal self worth. For Virgo moon sign, it helps release habits of criticizing yourself And for Pisces moon signs, it helps make decisions from a place of reason rather than a place of emotion. And that covers it for Tiger's Eye.
Oh, okay. That was short and sweet and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, from like my gathering, the tiger's eye is like a manifestation stone, and it has a lot to do with self, like with
Mm-hmm.
yourself and helping boost that self. So now the tiger's eye, I had purchased tiger's eye and Creason has too. So
Mm-hmm.
I've purchased tiger's eye. Where did I purchase it, Cynthia? I believe there's a store back in Virginia in Charlottesville that I had gotten tiger's eye, and I also purchased it online. And mine was just it was a polished stone,
Mm-hmm.
the stone. So what about you?
Yeah, and I purchased it online too. There was this really, really nice like beaded necklace with Tiger's Eye that actually had like the chakras lined up on the centerpiece of the
Yeah,
necklace. That
it's beautiful.
yeah, that I got for I think it was you and I that we both got one of
Yes.
those.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I purchased that via I think it was Etsy that I got it on, but it was online for sure. Um,
It was from another country too, because I had received it and I
mhm.
couldn't understand the print
The
on it.
writing, yeah, it
I
looked
was
like
like,
it was either
Creason,
Turkish or
what?
something. They also, I think, gave us like a bonus. If I'm not mistaken, they also gave us like a black onyx
Yes, they
like
gave us the black on
necklace.
it that I could not handle. But do you still have that or no?
I still have mine. Yeah, like
Dude,
I.
yeah, I'm telling you, there's some crystals that like, you something told me no with that one. Thank you again for it was so strong. I'm telling you, the energy from that was so strong. Like I don't even know what the fuck I was feeling when I had that black onyx on and I could not
Mhm.
handle it. And I
Yeah.
decided to give it to Trey. I was like, look, thank you for the tiger's eye. I have a great story for that one. But the black
Okay.
onyx, I could not. How did you like that one? Like, was it good?
Well, I was hoping that we could probably hit that for the Black Onyx episode, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. No,
didn't
no, it's
I
fine.
didn't wear it for like a long period of time or anything. So yeah, I'll definitely go into it more. I just want to
Yeah,
like give it a chance, you know?
give it a chance, Creason. Fucking but yeah. Okay, so Creason purchased it from this Etsy store, and it did come from I wasn't it okay. What country was it?
I believe that it was like somewhere in the Turkish area from what I remember.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I don't have that much because I don't understand the language on there. I just guessed it based off of what was on the package,
Creason
from
was
what
like,
they
fuck
said.
it, let me just buy this. I'm joking.
Hey, it looked really nice. Okay, that was
Yeah.
my reason for
Thank you
buying it.
again. I love
Yeah.
my tiger's eye. Let's get into the story. So
Okay.
I'll go first and then you will go.
All right.
So the tiger's eye actually helped me with my intuition. Look at that. It helped me with my intuition and like being able to recognize and just see my self-worth, and it boosts a lot of my confidence. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe I used the carnelian and the tiger's eye, like I was going back and forth with them.
Mm-hmm.
um but the tiger's eye did help me with a lot of that. It helped. I had it in a necklace form, and I used to wear it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And during those times I was fighting my ego, and I would beat myself down and pick myself up, and it genuinely, like, I had a lot of, and still do, kind of, not really, but I had a lot of issues with my appearance because I'm not the cutest, whatever. And it
Mm-hmm.
actually helped me see things different too. My perspective has changed with the tiger's eye helped me with that. and see beauty in, you know, things and within myself, and be able to confidently tell myself, look myself in the mirror and say, Cynthia, you're beautiful. Cynthia,
Mm-hmm.
you are worthy. I
Mm-hmm.
guess you can say the stupid ass word affirmations, right?
Yeah.
It helped me with that, and it was a really good point in my life. I mean, I'm still at a good point, but it just, the energy is just very motivating and happy, and I genuinely liked it, and it helped me with my intuition. It helped me follow my intuition and see and do and where I'm at. So your turn, Creason.
Yeah. So my experience with the tiger's eye, I wore it on a couple of occasions. Um, my niece was actually very, very interested in the stone. Actually, she would always like fish it out and be holding on to it. So I think that
Oh,
she was pretty attracted to it. But
yeah.
in terms of what it did for me, I wore it for a couple of days. I also wore it to like on one of our family gatherings, and it did like change the way that it is. I'm usually very quiet when it comes to family gatherings. I don't like to talk that much. I'm more of the listening type, but um, I would say the Tiger's Eye helped me with connection. You know, helping me figure like basically say stories that were important to me, say stories that were like good for me, and about me because I usually am not talking about myself very often. And that's where I think that stone actually did help because I swapped a lot of stories about myself, how I thought about situations, things like that, when I would usually just take a more listening role to that stuff. I was a lot more talkative that day, and I was a lot more telling people about myself that day. And I think I have to gravitate that all towards the stone, being more open, I would say, to sharing my story and being more empathetic to other people's stories. I'm usually a very empathetic person to begin with, but like I usually am never that type of person that likes to do a bunch of back and forth talking, back and forth like that, So yeah, my story was that Tiger's Eye in general, I would say, like, just helps you connect with yourself a bit better, um, and like realize your importance,
Yeah.
from what I've seen or my experiences with that stone. So yeah, wow, it's pretty light. I do love the Tiger's Eye a lot, though. Like in terms of like just
Yes.
the way it looks, it's a really pretty looking stone. Everybody who sees it like wonders where in the world you got it from. So,
Yeah, it's quite the energy booster. And just for you know, Creason had got us the brown Yellowstone. I will take a picture and I will put it on our Instagram.
mhm.
It's the brownish Yellowstone, because I was looking when I was like doing the research for this, and I was like, yellow, like what the fuck are they talking about? But if you really look at it, Creasing, you can see the tint of yellow.
Okay, yeah, I
I
really gotta
noticed
hit,
that.
hit a magnifying glass on that thing.
Dude, I feel like when you shine the light in it. But yeah, definitely 100% recommend.
Yeah.
I actually need to I've been thinking about bringing it back out. The full moon is coming. The full moon is going to be after this episode. It will be on the 16th.
Hmm.
I think it's like in 2 days. And it's all about Leo. It's the full moon's in Leo, so I'm probably gonna bring out that tiger's eye and
Yeah.
happy, happy, happy. Okay, so that kind of wraps that up on the tiger's eye. Now we're gonna move on to the card pulls.
Yeah.
Creason, you are the first one. So the card that I had pulled for Creason is discernment. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think it's discernment. It's a
Discern.
weird word.
Listen, the English language. Okay. Discernment, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna read a little bit on this because I haven't pulled this card. So discernment. Use discernment combined with wisdom, for you'll see. So, sorry. Use discernment combined with wisdom, for you'll soon make a discovery that could benefit your life or the lives of others in a wonderful way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So something of great significance has been or is about to be discovered, and discernment will be required. This mermaid is contemplating, I'm sorry, the reality of her revelation and thinking about how and if this discovery should be revealed and to whom. You could find yourself in a situation where discernment combined with sensitivity is required. Perhaps something is about to be unearthed concerning your friend or friends, family, or ancestors, or a secret may soon be revealed. I just want to say this about you. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you, because the discernment has a lot to do with using good judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're amazing at that. I'm just gonna throw that in, and then you can tell us with the card.
Yeah, I think that you were pretty much right. Yeah, I mean, like, it is, yeah, discernment is the ability to do good judgments. And yeah, like, I mean, in this case, it says to combine it with wisdom. I think that that's a very good thing to do in general. I don't consider myself like a wise man in any case of the words. I just did a lot of psychology type research. So like I have a jump up. I can like notice patterns and stuff, in certain behaviors and things. And I try to like use that experience. I'm not wise, but I try my best to like always think about choices before I make them. And sometimes, people say that that's like incredible overthinking, which, it might be. However, it does also help me with discernment and making good judgments because I'm not just jumping into like, the fray every single time something comes up. So I guess that it's one of those like it kind of fits with where my mind is at, with it being analytical and stuff. But at the same time, like, I can see where if you combine that with good wisdom, how it actually can like, bolster your decisions and make them better instead of like working against and making them worse. So yeah, like in terms of my life, I usually always am carrying myself like that. There's been a little bit of times where I've been letting my emotions like get in the way of things, I think, but like I have a big tendency of not wanting to feel. So
Yeah,
I have been really trying to succeed myself to letting myself feel, and still trying to keep good judgment whilst I'm like, internalizing and feeling. Because beforehand, I would just ignore all feelings and then just, make judgments like some kind of a robot. But yeah, it's hard to go ahead and do that, for a long period of time.
I
That's
have a
what I would.
question.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know how I say that like you have really good judgment with like certain situations, but so my question to you is, do you have good judgment within yourself?
I would say sometimes, but not always. Like
Okay.
most of the time, I would focus on the other person, like how is the other person going to respond to this. So I'm like, I'm more empathetic than like self judgment. Like I never put myself
Yeah.
in there. And that's where the too nice comes in, because the
Yeah.
definition of being too nice is always thinking of the other person and not thinking of yourself.
Yeah.
And I have to start being more kind than nice, which is making sure that I'm not like putting myself under the bus to make sure that another person's happy, but making sure that I'm happy along with the other person. you
Yeah.
know I'm working on that because yeah, I do have the tendency to sometimes you know not even think about myself when I'm making decisions. And yeah, I've been really trying my hardest to curb that.
Yeah.
like recently, especially since, these cards have been calling me out every second
Well,
that they get.
that's the reason why I had brought that up and I asked that question, because I know, like, you and I both know, and some
Hmm.
people in your life know that, like, you were really good with judgment, but there's a part in this card. It says this card is also saying you're about to discover another aspect of yourself.
Hmm.
And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm channeling, and it's that balance between the masculine and the feminine. Now, do you
Hmm.
mind if we can, like, go into it? If not, like, I understand.
We could go a little bit into it, yeah.
Okay. So the reason, again, because you have been called out, I thank you again for being my best friend in the whole wide world and letting me do readings on you, because you're a great guinea pig. um the the readings that I've done for you stem, like, a lot of it circulates between the it used to be boundaries, but it's more of, like, just like, no, that okay, it's that side of you that you're suppressing, and you can only
Hmm.
suppress it so much, and then it's like a volcano, like you're going to erupt, and when you erupt, like, can you use your good judgment on when to bring that side of you out or not? You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like this card is all about.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you're gonna go, like, fucking haywire, um but I just it's that. And again, I feel like you will have good judgment, but it's that balance between trying to, like, have a balance when you
Hmm.
don't, like, even have a balance because of the fact that you suppress it, and now it's
Hmm.
seeping through, and then when it comes out, you having to deal with balancing it
Yeah.
without knowing how to balance it. That's what I'm talking about. But anything else on this card?
Oh no, I think that we've covered it pretty
Yeah,
well. So yeah.
that's that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll put these cards on the Instagram, and I'll be probably putting it on TikTok too. So mine is quite interesting, and doing readings on myself and pulling cards for myself, it can be quite foggy. So this is where my best friend comes in and
Hmm.
helps, because yeah, reading for myself is hard, especially when I'm going through it. Reading for I just generally feel like reading for, like, a stranger is so much easier, because it's what is it, like, when it's not, like, biased.
Hmm.
Yeah, so magic. I got the card of magic, and I'm going to read a little bit into it because, like, it's not that I don't understand it. It's yeah. So, open your eyes and heart to wonder and magic. Life is full of magical occurrences. A
Hmm.
magical gift will soon be received or given.
Hmm.
Let's see. Here we see the Merlin in his cave. He's a powerful and wise wizard who weaves magic between the sea and the land. He's giving the magical mer fairy a pearl of wisdom so that she may receive the wisdom of the land and the ocean, bringing harmony to both and also creating a union between the merfolk and the fairy folk. Both communities love and care for their receptive environments, the land and the ocean. Let's see. So they have a common interest and can work together for the benefit of the planet and for the highest good of all beings. Let's see. The card of magic has appeared in your spread today because there's magic around you. Whether or not you know it, it's there. Will you recognize the signs of magic in action? You're being called to recognize the magic within your own life and to show those close to you that magic is real and all around us. That is my card.
Yeah. So I guess
Mm,
I'll reflect a bit on it,
yeah.
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think the magic card. This is my interpretation. We were
For my
talking a bit
yeah.
about openness today and being open to like people and gifts and things on the outside like coming in. I mean, being an introverted person, I feel that that's very, very difficult to do, to be open to like everything that's out there. But I feel that this card is like saying, notice the magic around you, notice the gifts that's being given to you, be open to like, the experiences that are around you, and yeah, I know that being open is hard, especially depending on the people that are, there. I mean, some things you just don't want to hear at the time that you want to hear it. And yeah, like that's my interpretation, at least.
Yeah.
A very top level one, but it's like, be open to people, be open to
Yeah.
the gifts around you, things that are given to you, you know. And yeah, that's my interpretation of the card.
Yeah, it's quite like I said, it's really if I were to like read someone else, I would channel, I'd pick up on things, but there's just this weird with like myself. I feel like that's why a lot of like readers prefer, to go like to another person to read for them because then
Hmm.
there's none of that clouded because my ego gets in the way and stuff. So, yeah, the whole being open and stuff. Oh lordy, I have an issue with trust.
Hmm.
Me reflecting on the card, I have an issue with trust, and again, battling that fucking ego, and the fact of the whole. Why am I like receiving this? Because I don't feel like I should receive this because it's kind of coming from an ignorance, like, arrogant place where it's like you didn't do this to me before, so why are you doing it to me now?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
um yeah, calling myself out, what the fuck ever. It's kind of like, well, I didn't just like it's why didn't you do this before? Like, I don't deserve it type thing. This is a quite difficult card, actually,
Hmm.
because like I told you, the past couple days have been rough, and it's one of those things where it's like, stop being so down and, feeling like fuck the world when there's, abundance and just magic and love all around you, but you have the attitude of fuck the world.
Hmm.
I think that's what this card is. I believe that's what this card is. But genuinely, there's reasonings for the reason why I think. And again, death of the ego. I'm going through it. I'm recognizing it. I'm picking at it. I don't want to sound like some ungrateful fucking person. I'm just being as real as I can be
Hmm.
because that's just like the person that I am. So yeah, that is like my thing on the card.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to be open to things when, again, shadow work, I'm being triggered every time I turn.
Hmm.
And literally feeling like everyone is like against me. It's a deeper thing that I don't think anyone will cannot speak. I don't think anyone will understand because when okay, look, here I go. Here I go. When someone tells you, yeah, if you want to talk, I'm here for you. Remember what I told you earlier, Krista? We had this
Yeah,
conversation here.
we
You
did.
know, if if you need anyone to talk to, I'm here. Like, hit me up. And then when that time comes and you hit them up and you pour your heart out, or you send like a 10-page message and all they respond with K,
Hmm.
and you want me to be open to people? No.
Yeah, I completely understand.
It's one of those things where the only people that have really like had my back really, and like have been there to like listen and to open, like to, you know, whatever, is you and Trey.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia, you're a fucking bitch and you're closed minded. I am not that closed minded, okay? Literally, the fact that I am pointing out like my flaws and like recognizing that I'm not perfect,
Mm-hmm.
it's called growth. Okay. But yes, there's magic around me, there's love, going through it, you know, juggling the, you know, positive and then life beating me in the face. And then I turn this way and I'm triggered. I turn that way and I'm triggered. And I open my
Mm-hmm.
heart and then I get the K reply. So that that's my life. Fuck. But yeah, that is it for this episode.
Yeah. Well, we have the, usual things to say, like please follow us on Instagram at Random Spirit 28, TikTok at Random Spirit Podcast.
Yes.
And we have our podcast on 2 locations now, Spotify and Google. So you can catch us there or here.
Yes.
And yeah, like, do you have anything else to add?
No, that's literally it.
Cool. Always remember to love yourself, guys. And until next time.
Bye.
Bye.